Hello everyone, my name's Ozzymitsu and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got something slightly different for you guys, but then if you're new here you probably wouldn't know any different. Let's start again. Hello everyone, my name's Ozzymitsu and welcome back to a brand new video. But then if you're watching this a year down the line, it's not a brand new video. Holy fuck, YouTubers say some really stupid things. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The other day I was thinking about how I have a very obsessive, addictive personality where I either love something or I loathe something, and there's never really an in-between, and Pokemon is a perfect example of that. And then it got me thinking about all the types of Pokemon fans I've met either in real life or in the online community who fit certain stereotypes. So I thought it'd be a really fun video to go through the types of Pokemon fans. Obviously a lot of these are going to be heavily exaggerated for the purpose of this video, for entertainment purposes, so please keep that in mind when you are watching this, and if you feel like I'm poking fun at any one of these Pokemon fans, please don't be offended because I'm only doing this for entertainment purposes, and you know, if you like doing something that other people don't, honey, you do you. So without any further ado, let's get started. Number 1, the Genwunner. Oh, we all know this type of Pokemon fan. I've had my fair share of dealings with a Genwunner. This type of Pokemon fan is blinded by nostalgia, and you know what, I totally get it. But honey, come to the future, it's okay. They'll just be like, no, back in my day there was no Ultra Beasts. Legendary Pokemon could never evolve. No. I don't know why they have that type of accent, but this mother mucker will go on like the first 151 Pokemon are great and anything after are trash, and it's just like 13 itch please. And I wouldn't even mind this type of Pokemon fan if they genuinely like Pokemon, but usually, more often than not, they don't really know much about Generation 1, and it's just like, what are you even doing with your life? The tea has been served. In summation, Genwunners, mock you. Number 2, the competitive battler. This type of Pokemon fan goes above and beyond. There's a normal casual player who'll play the main story and then drop the game like yesterday's news, but not the competitive battler. As soon as they finish the main story, that's where the real fun begins. This type of Pokemon fan will ensure their Pocket Monsters have the best IVs and then EV trained the most effectively for their team, and it's just absolutely amazing how they do it. Sometimes they'll breed the same Pokemon for multiple different sets with different natures, and you've got to hand it to them, their dedication is on point. And they tend to be great thinkers. They're battling there all like, should I switch? Are they gonna switch? Should I go for a taunt? You've got to hand it to this type of Pokemon fan. They're great mind readers, and they bring out the best in their Pokemon in very sticky situations. Number 3, the Weeaboo. This type of Pokemon fan doesn't really care too much about the main series games or the TCG. They may dabble in the manga, but they watch the anime religiously. They just love watching Ash go out on his adventures and then lose at the last hurdle. You sick freaks. Kidding! This type of Pokemon fan can hands down say they have watched every single episode of the Pokemon anime. They will also be the first to jump out and defend the anime when someone complains that it doesn't stay true to the games. And honestly, I don't blame the Weeaboo for doing this, because can you imagine if the anime did stay true to the games, how anticlimactic some episodes would be? Say for example, we've seen Onix use Whirlwind. We know in the games that it doesn't actually do any damage, but in that one episode against Pikachu when it used Whirlwind, can you imagine if it just dragged him out? How anticlimactic that battle would have been? So honestly, Weeaboos, do what you're doing it right. Number 4, the Shiny Hunter. This type of Pokemon fan has the patience of a Shaolin monk, my dude. The Shiny Hunter loves to hunt for a Pokemon who has a chance of being coloured differently, also known as a shiny Pokemon. I have myself dabbled in full odds hunting, but the thoughts of going over 40,000 soft resets for a shiny Pokemon makes me want to die a little bit inside. But not a dedicated Shiny Hunter, they argue that the actual hunt, no matter how long it takes, is the best bit. Over the years, certain methods of shiny hunting have risen in popularity because it increases your chances of actually getting a shiny Pokemon. For example, SOS hunting or Masuda method, whereby the more you do it, the more likely you are to encounter a shiny Pokemon. Of course, I've not explained that to the T, but that's basically the bare bones of it. Usually, dedicated shiny hunters don't have anything against methods that increase your chances of getting a shiny Pokemon, but they argue they like doing it the quote-unquote old-fashioned way because you just don't know when you're going to get the shiny or what Pokemon you're going to get depending on what sort of method you're doing. So say for example you're doing random encounters, you don't know what Pokemon you're going to get that's shiny, and that thrill and excitement of when or what you're going to get is the best feeling. And let's be honest, a full odds shiny is probably a lot more satisfying. Honestly, I admire this type of Pokemon fan. You have a lot of dedication and a lot of patience, something that I don't have, and I'm just envious of it. I wish I could be as dedicated and as patient as you. Number 5, the Nuzlocke Connoisseur. This type of Pokemon fan doesn't just love Pokemon, they eat, breathe and live Pokemon. They not only enjoy completing the main story game, but they love to spice things up more than my mother's curry. This crazy mofo will go through so many Nuzlocke variants to make completing the main story that more difficult for themselves. And you might be thinking, why would someone want to torture themselves that much? But just like the Shiny Hunter, the Nuzlocke Connoisseur are dedicated to pushing the limits and making the game a lot more enjoyable for themselves, because they love testing boundaries, they love the challenge. And a lot of Nuzlocke Connoisseurs have told me that they end up bonding with Pokemon they otherwise wouldn't have cared about, and I can relate to this sentiment. I myself have dabbled in some Nuzlocke variants, and I've ended up bonding with Pokemon that I otherwise wouldn't really have cared about. For example, Ariados is a Pokemon that I originally didn't care about, and then I ended up loving it, and now it's one of my favourite Pokemon, and it's crazy what a Nuzlocke can do to you. What do we get? Please let it be level 5. That would be perfect, level 5. Aww. We got a Spinnerack. I'm okay with that. No! No! I thought I'd outspeed! Oh no! Ariados! No! 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 No, no, no! Oh. Number 6, the Completionist. You know, there's that casual player who'll play through the main story and then drop the game like that SpongeBob meme from a couple of months ago. Not the Completionist. They give no Fs. They'll make sure they've completed every single Pokemon game 100%. And what I mean by that is they'll make sure they've spoken to every single NPC, collected every single TM, collected every single item, completed every single side task, make sure they've completed their living decks. They'll inspect every single route to make sure they've sucked out all the nutrients from the game to make sure that there's nothing left to do. And honestly, I admire this Pokemon fan. They're kind of like a perfectionist. They want to make sure they've completed everything and there's nothing that's left out. But no, not me. I'm a real man. I don't mess around with rubbish like that. Okay, let's clean you up. Let's clean you up. There we go. Good as new. So cute! Number 7, the Hacker. Daddy Verlis has always made sure he's called out these people on their BS. These type of Pokemon fans will use some sort of device to obtain Pokemon that they couldn't legally obtain. For example, say, I don't know, a shiny Victini, and then flaunt them on the battle spot. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll go on to Wonder Trade and trade you a shiny legendary with 0 IVs, and it's just like, bruh, why troll me like that? Usually these type of Pokemon fans are terrible at battling, but that doesn't stop them from going on the battle spot to just show off all the shiny Pokemon that they've illegally obtained, and it's just like, bruh. And there you have it, those are some types of Pokemon fans. Of course there are a lot more, but if I included them all, this video would have simply been too long. If however you do want a part 2, leave a comment down below saying you're interested in that, and maybe I'll make it happen one day. But make sure to leave a comment down below to say if you've related to any of these type of Pokemon fans, or if you haven't. I'd love to hear them all. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a big thumbs up, as that really does help me out, as well as subscribing to my YouTube channel to become an Aussie What Today. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch and all my other social media platforms. I've placed a link to all of them in the description below. With all of that being said, I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!